So this is the museum. Welcome. We've got our lovely little chair and our little buddy is back. The art of among the sleep. Humble beginnings. What the shit is that? Yeah, I'm assuming not everything here got added to the game. Characters and creatures. The teddy bear. Oh look, Teddy when he's stretched out on a roller. Steam roller. Well, that's lovely. Mother. Oh, there's our spooky monster, or one of them. The coat monster, who I never actually saw, I don't think. It passed me once, but I never actually saw him come out. Okay,
Was that the one in the house?
Yeah, in the hallways, I think. The one that likes noise.
Does it actually come to light?
Maybe, if I make a lot of noise.
Oh.
I was kind of trying to avoid that. I am cute, it says up in the top. Ooh, here you go. Here's the forest giant. Hida. Yeah, he does exist. Heap. It did pass me once. The home. The playground. The overgrown house. Oh yeah, there's the library. The forest had a nice ambience, but yeah, it was kind of freaky. I think I don't know what I liked the most. Oh, there's Pinky the elephant. Oh, look at all these pages of stuff. Level design. Nice. Okay, that was the art book. Oh, here's probably all the music. Carry me. It's for you. Downstairs, dream pipe. The forest. Comfort room. Hallway. Forest of fog. Oh, how quirky and cool. Hey, Teddy.
Hey, and welcome to Teddy's the Museum of Among the Sleep.
Thank you, Teddy's ghost.
Go on, take a look around.
I'll do that. So what's up here then? Okay, now I got spooky music playing in the background. Oh, I remember this thing. String. What you got here?
Did you know that you can collect hidden drawings throughout the game?
I had a hunch, yes. Is this where they all go?
If you do, they will appear here in this room.
Cool. I'll have to go grab those.
There might even be a reward if you can find them all.
Ooh, I like rewards. You're speaking my language, Teddy. I like it. Oh, that's what. You can't open this until you find all the drawings, you cheeky guy.
There are 50 drawings to find.
Oh my lord. Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought I found a lot, but there's so much wall space still. Look how full this room is now of drawings. The box opened.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
There might even be a reward if you can find them all.
banana onesie. Purple, rainbow, red, yellow, banana. Banana. I am banana. Okay, what is this room?
The prologue was added as a free DLC a couple of months after release of the game.
Okay.
It was made in collaboration with some of our fans and made to elaborate a little bit on what went wrong with the parents' relationship. That the mother was not simply evil, but rather that relationships are tough and neither of the parents handled it well.
I see. Oh, this must be prologue bit, huh? It's cursed. That's so cursed. I still have all the bears. Not the rabbit, though. Not the rabbit. We wanted to approach the prologue chapter differently than the rest of the game by making the environment open instead of a linear path. The players are free to explore the house in the order and pace they choose themselves.
And these are our spy cameras into the house.
Yeah. These are screenshots taken from the old house back when the project was our bachelor thesis in school. The idea behind the layout was pretty much similar, or pretty much, yeah, but had a few deviations from the current one. Yeah, it looks generally the same, honestly. I'd say it looks better after they polished it up a bit, it seems like. Yeah.
Oh, you're home. The team wanted to start with introducing the character of the mother, as well as the mechanics of the game. Starting with the kid's birthday was a way to both introduce Teddy in the form of a gift and showing how old the kid is. When night falls over the home is when you really start seeing the ways in which the child perceives reality while scared. A large part of the game is based on how children see and interpret what's happening around them.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Ooh, spooky. Another old concept piece from the year we prototyped the game back in school. This one was from the living room shows from both Moonlit Mood and the general interior style in the house. We drew these types of concepts before making the house in 3D in order to get a sense of what we wanted the house to look like and make the model faster and faster. Ooh, unfinished house. This is the very first concept image from Among the Sleep. Back then the project was a little bit different and not as clearly defined, hence the focus was more on the physical monster and a more adventure game type of feeling. Well,
Ball.
this image was drawn from the inspiration of the exact idea that gave birth to the concept. It's a little bit spooky. Oh my god. Oh, we got some concept of the playground there, I think. Early iteration of the chapter, we had a huge tree that all the players would have to climb in order to get to the memory in the castle instead of climbing the tower. The tree was hollow and was covered with drawers on the inside walls, and the gameplay idea was that you had to create a stairway by opening drawers while climbing them. This is an example of a solution where an idea seems really cool until you make it and try it out. It turned out to be way too cumbersome and frustrating, so we scrapped it. We still really like the idea, though. Yeah, I can imagine just opening the drawers constantly would get kind of old kind of fast. Okay, Teddy, what have we got in here?
The playground. There's something walking around here, but you never see it. The passive threat keeps you on your toes, and at the same time creates the illusion that you might be safe for the rest of the game.
You knew all along, you little bastard. That's why it would freak you out every so often. The early idea for this chapter was that it would feel like a surreal in-between world where you could see other dimensions through openings in the walls and bits of them would seep in. It did kind of still have that feeling, to be honest. Like, it was a naturey bit, but the playground kind of felt like it was seeping into that reality. This bird was supposed to lead the player at the beginning of the playground, but it never made it in.
It was all Teddy.
It was all Teddy. Still can't play the dang xylophone. We scrapped that idea and focused more on the rather lonely and creepy elements of Playground, wanting to communicate that the kid had traumatizing memories of being left alone in a playground and subject to the terror of older kids. That was the vibe I was getting when I got locked inside that shed, to be honest. I got the wheel and the slide. Had to try the slide. Miniature of the, that's cute, a miniature of the tower. The cave chapter has been through a ton of iterations since the start of the project. The thing that has remained the same is that there would be a castle to ascend in order to get to the end, and that there would be a musical rainbow-colored bridge. The shape and the look of the castle itself has changed several times, as we had many different plans for the overall gameplay, and it morphed along with these changes. Early development of the castle. Very red. I think the xylophone bridge was a nice touch. They still got their rainbow bridge. There, that cursed thing is. These are examples of another technique that we use quite often. We take screenshot of the environment and our concept artist draws details and effects like lighting on top of them. This is a cheap way to find out how we want the visuals to end up before starting to produce assets. Not a bad idea. Early sketches of different ideas for layout, environment, detail, and lighting. So it ended up pretty close to what they wanted it to be honest. Hello, Teddy.
This is the forested home. It's a crumbling home that's slowly rotting away into the water and trees. The house here is a symbol of the family and home falling apart. The bloated creature inhabiting it is how the kid sees his mother when she's drinking and full of sorrow.
I see. To begin with, this world was supposed to change form as a result of the puzzles being solved. It would go from a house being just slightly overgrown in places to being completely overgrown and rotted away. There were a bunch of narrative and gameplay reasons for abandoning this idea, but equally important was the fact that it would require us to build two fully separate environments, easily doubling the workload. So we settled on a static mix of these states instead. Creepy. These are some of the first concepts trying out the idea of a transformation in the environment, the map showing before and after. There's a map up there, yeah. Concepts showing both mood and the idea of the forest consuming the house. Huge spooky monster in the sea. Some assets and module design paired with early screenshots. Full map of the place, nice. Can't really see the top of that. Want me to climb up here just to read it? What is this? It's like a knight laying here. Another take on the puzzle was to untangle an armor from the roots blocking the door. It's like God all these poses. These images are concept sketches from the painting room, the central hub where you place the puzzle pieces that you find throughout the third chapter. Initially, the idea was to use a golden egg or other artifact to get through a magical door. The player first had to solve a puzzle that would transform the environment of the whole area from the house to a forest, so that they could get a hold of the egg that was previously too high for the child to reach. A further iteration of the painting room, where solving the puzzle was leading to the chandelier falling and breaking the floor open into a huge chasm, leading to the player being able to obtain the golden egg. During creating this, we took a few steps back and saw that this whole sequence wasn't based on the child's experiences and was feeling more like a generic puzzle for an adventure game. Therefore, this idea was also ended up in the bin. There's the golden egg. Yeah, it feels more like museum-y. The puzzle feels way more kid-friendly, I was about to say. When the scene is white boxed and the general layout is set, we do rough black and white sketches or paint overs to articulate the area in a bit more detail. Since the mood, style, and assets are more or less defined by early concepts, we don't need to spend time coloring. From here, we usually iterate within the scenes and only draw examples when we need to. Oh, climb through here. What's this?
For each world the player goes through, the environment illustrates more and more the jumbling together of memories, and this place is a direct illustration of that mess. Most prominently, it's framed by the memory the child has from trying to hide in closets or any nook it can find. The monster in this place represents the mother when she is angry. It comes out when the kid is making a mess.
Oh, it's Substitute Mom. I didn't know she had blushing cheeks. Come on, she's very chunky. Key element of this chapter was the claustrophobic feeling of narrow hallways covered with closed doors and being trapped within these. We wanted to have lots of different objects everywhere that could play tricks on your perception of them in dim light. Well, you succeeded with that. The star door was always been a central part of this chapter and has adapted and changed along the way with many iterations or layout and other changes made during the production. Oh, there my babies.
My baby.
It's my baby. It looks so weird without lighting. At one point during development, there was plans to have a boss battle with Heap, the coat monster found in this chapter. The child was supposed to be trapped in a room with it and had to remain hidden while solving a puzzle to be able to escape. Oh yeah, here's a whole boss room and stuff. That would be kind of spooky, but yeah, probably a lot of work. Most things in this game has changed a lot from the beginning of development, but one idea that persisted from when we started planning this chapter was a hallway with flickering lights where a coat would appear and reappear in the distance. Here seen with an early concept, 2 blockout phases and the final. Yeah. Some things don't change. More paint overs of screenshots figuring how to want visuals and these are made after implementing simple white box geometry. Concept art. No, nothing for this wall. You crawl through here. Where does this go? Oh, back in here. I was kind of hoping we could see Heap at some point in here. Oh, here we go. Monster room. Teddy, you're looking kind of cursed there.
Why is your neck snapped?
Why is your neck snapped?
Oh, there you have me, or old me. as now I'm just a floaty version in your memory, of course. Also, here are all the characters in Among the Sleep, old and new. Some are not used, and some are hard to see because of the various tricks and lighting we did to obfuscate them.
So this is possessed Teddy. If anyone thought that there was a demon inside of Teddy, then this is what was inside of Teddy.
Yeah.
That's terrifying, man. And Golden Teddy. Not to be confused with Golden Freddy. Now, this is an old relic. The story, and particularly how the game ended, was very different in the early days of development. Back then, Teddy was the antagonist of the game. I knew it! I had a feeling he was evil. That's why I got spooky vibes. The story was that the broken family situation made the child vulnerable, and an evil entity, a monster disguised as a friendly teddy bear, took advantage of this by tricking the child onto a dangerous adventure far away from home. During production, we realized that we had the choice to either make a typical and predictable horror story or to focus all of the attention on the family situation. Serious topics like these aren't much talked about in video games, and we felt compelled to make a creative game around this as we saw the potential to make a much more meaningful story. We scrapped this idea along with a whole chapter and did a huge rework to many parts of the game to make it all come together more neatly, but they did not change some of the creepy lines that Teddy has. Yeah, that thing is actually nightmare fuel, man. Jesus Christ. What the... Yeah, that would give me nightmares. Just look at this. Teddy's neck snapped full of black ink. Designing Teddy was a key moment of narrowing down the style, having a very democratic process to begin with. We all voted for the Teddy we liked best and ended up with a look that was fairly close to the current one. We wanted Teddy to feel like a cozy, warm, and friendly companion, almost grandfather-like, while hinting at the fact that this was the father's beloved Teddy that he had kept patching up and taking care of from his childhood. It did look very roughed up, so I had a feeling it wasn't the new teddy bear, yeah. Oh, they almost went with this one. More polar berry, almost. It did feel like a hand-me-down. Codename Harold is the first monster we created for the game. This was way back when the overall direction was skewed towards a more adventure game. As seen in the very first concept drawing made for the project, Harold, was intended to be a physical monster in the first chapter. This worked well as proof of concept in the demo we made, but during production we realized that it really takes time to build suspense, which is crucial in making monsters feel appropriate and impactful. So Harold never made it into the game. And that's why he's black and he's got a nice little umbrella there. This is Heap, the coat monster found in the 4th chapter. The whole idea of the chapter is how scary ordinary objects can be in certain situations when you don't see them clearly. We think everyone can relate to having seen the silhouettes of something in the dark room and gradually becoming more and more terrified as our imagination does its magic. We applied this directly to the monster when designing it and decided to use a coat as it very much resembles the shape of a person or humanoid creature. And here we got Heap with his bendiness. I am cute. Heap as a spider, you've got Heap as a monster. Frankly, he's kind of cute, to be honest. Oh, he's moving too.
He ain't so bad.
Nah, he's not so bad.
This lady, on the other hand.
This one is that is quite freaky indeed. Some very big hands. What is going on here?
You wiggle them toes.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Hida is the swamp monster found in the 3rd chapter of the game. We wanted to build a creature around the themes of what might be hiding in forest lakes, which is very related to eerie folklore and children's stories we were told growing up. This also allowed us to touch on the themes of alcohol without being too obvious about it. We did this in the indirect ways, like the painting of a woman drinking from the well and turning into a monster and giving it a lot of gurgling and wet breathing sounds. I did hear a lot of wet gurgling sounds. Oh, here we've got this old monster. The core concept of the furnace monster, Hans, is similar to that of Heap. We wanted to create something terrifying out of an ordinary object. A child might see glowing eyes and a huge mouth on the front part of a wood furnace, so we exaggerated this a bit and made the whole furnace become alive. Definitely a Home Alone reference. Oh, here's some toys. The bunny made it into the museum. What are you, you little cutie? I didn't see you anywhere. What worlds did these rejected creatures inhabit? Oh, they're so cute. That one is not so cute. Level 2 creature. These are all creatures that were designed very early in production. There wasn't a sudden decision to cut these from the game. They all naturally phased out as we gradually shifted the game's genre from an adventure game with horror elements into what the game is today, which is kind of the exact opposite. Oh, this is Sleep. Sleep's kind of cute. This is a portal gun from Portal. Codename Teddy Gun. There was a Teddy Gun. What is this? One idea for Teddy was that he could equip items that granted him abilities. Some of these were a dragon mask that made him breathe fire, a sword he could fight with, a mage's hat gave him spells, and a wristband great strength. How quirky. Wow. The mother was one of the first characters that was designed. Her 3D model was remade and tweaked a few times, but overall she has remained very similar throughout the entire production. The blueprint and model renders is how she looked when it was still a school project. The goal of her design was always to find a look of loving kindness and care for her. Despite her personality transformation and neglect, she never stopped loving the child. Mother. Okay, so we've got a... What have we got in here? It's like a secret room or something. What in the world is that? Our first environment reflected more of an adventure or a quest, exploring an ominous and threatening world, yet very whimsical. Behind the house was a forest. The forest led to a meadow, the meadow into a thorny jungle with odd, one-eyed monkey-looking things out to get you if you didn't stay in the light of the luminescent mushrooms. Yeah, it's quite different. Under the forest waited an underworld of tunnels made by giant worms and great halls of crystal guarded by rock guard. What the fuck is this? Rock giants. A world that was cut before we did anything more than concepts and a rough white box blackout was a life-size dollhouse with a myriad of creepy dolls stalking you in the dark. Yeah, there's a spider doll there. That's nice.
Nope.
Yeah, it's a no for me, man. Oh, this is the secret room that was blocked off. Oh my god, okay, it got dark in there. Boiler room? What even is this room?
Originally, the chase for the mom was a MacGuffin. You did not really find her, and the monsters used her to lure you further into the dreamlands. And we struggled for some time to make sense of this story. Especially the playtesters were confused as the story ended without you seeing your mom again.
This elevator was an example of sadly wasted time since we scrapped everything. It is designed to be fully functional steam-powered elevator, in theory at least. That's why they scrapped that. Old sketches for the layout and structure of the scrapped 6th chapter. Very steampunky.
There's more.
It was, yeah, when it was an adventure game, I guess. And Teddy turns evil. But that was never made. So we got a spooky room in here. Hey, Teddy.
This is the reveal. This is where you see your mother for what she is, and the player gets to connect the various monsters and sights through the game.
And what have we got here? Teddy's control room.
Ah, my favorite place. I felt we really connected here, you know? A bit of a breather between the various bad, nightmarish worlds we went to. Also, I was able to talk a lot here, as elsewhere the developers were concerned about keeping the tension up and didn't want me to say too many things.
Aw, they shut you
Also,
up.
I kind of get quiet when scared, so it's okay and all, but I liked best the times we had to catch up.
You sweetie. You sweetie, you. Remnants of the steampunkness of the game. Represent feelings. Put him in here, slurp. Oh, no, he fell again. What's in here? What does all this steam-powered, copper-filled, steampunky nonsense relate to, you ask? Well... proceed to see the old ending of Among the Sleep.
Oh no. Teddy,
Now
no!
here is something truly
Oh
special.
god, I know what's coming. Evil Teddy.
Want to see what the game almost was at some point? This is an old version of the story's conclusion, and it's been something we have not shown
Teddy,
anybody
no.
except a few testers in
Teddy,
the
no!
early days.
Don't do
You
it,
might say
Teddy, don't
here,
do it!
I got to have more fun than in the original ending. Come in and see.
Teddy. Oh, we're on a track. Okay, this is a ride. This is a ride.
Please keep your hands and legs inside the crib at all times. Your safety is our first priority.
I can't get out.
Teddy.
Teddy, I don't like this.
Teddy's right there. He's fine.
There he is.
He's just dancing.
Teddy, yeah, no. Oh, no, no. Okay, I can't crawl out of that. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be able to get out of here or not.
The cauldron is bubbling.
Oh, oh, Teddy's walking over. Teddy, you're looking a little possessed there with your hand.
Teddy, are you okay? Would you tell us the truth?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, no, no.
What the fuck?
Much better.
No, I'm stuck.
extraordinary.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Pumpkin scream the dead of night.
Round and round and round. Spices go in.
Sugar, spice, and all things nice.
5 little animals live on a steep, steep hill. A snail that dreams of climbing trees, but
Sir, that is an
never
elephant.
will.
That's not a snail.
A
That's an elephant.
hungry, starving hippo whose gummies are red, and her best friend seagull lying lifeless.
That was Music Box.
dead. And now for the main
No, don't do it.
ingredient.
No, 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 no.
Thank
no,
you.
no.
You did very well. I will enjoy you very much.
No, no, no. Teddy, no. I'd like to imagine this as the bad ending, whereas we got the good ending.
I don't like when Teddy is evil.
I don't like it when Teddy's evil either. But it was interesting seeing that Teddy actually was evil in one version of the game. Especially considering we kind of had that vibe. I think that's all of the museum. So I think we'll call it a night there. Thank you for watching Among the Sleep. And we'll see you all again soon. Rainy and Navi out.
And beware of your teddy bears.
And do not trust your teddy bears.